Hey Naturalistas, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nia Hope, and if you're new here or you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. I'm starting this hairstyle off on clean hair. I washed my hair the day prior to filming this and just put some leave-in conditioner in it. So I'm just adding some water. I'm using prayer hands to make sure the water is evenly distributed. And now I'm going in with a moisturizer. You don't have to use this one if you do the style, but I do recommend using some type of moisturizer because we're going to be using a lot of gel later. This will help ensure that your hair doesn't get too crunchy and hard. Now we're gonna go in and detangle our hair. You know, you always start at your ends and work your way to the roots. Detangling your hair now is a really important step because it's gonna make applying and brushing through the gel easier later. So now I'm going in just to make a part. Just take your time making your part however you want. I chose to make mine on the side and make it a relatively deep part. You can make a middle part, a shallow part, whatever you'd like. When I start to apply my gel, and I'm using Eco Styler gel here, I like to start at the part and then work my way back. I'm going to be making a low ponytail in this tutorial, so I'm just slicking everything back. A lot of my subscribers who haven't seen my hair in its current state in a long time, haven't seen the color I added. I added blonde highlights, as you can see. I also had my hair cut into an angled bob. It was actually a lot longer than this in December before I cut it, but this is what I'm working with now. And because it's in an angled bob, it's just easier for me to gather all my hair in a lower ponytail as opposed to a high one. So after you apply the gel the way you just saw me do it, go back in with a hard bristled brush and brush down, and then immediately use your hand to press your hair down to get it as smooth as possible. Really take your time here because we're not using heat. Your curls are going to want to pop back up a little bit if they're like mine. So you want to really take your time trying to make this as smooth and as sleek as possible. And when you're done, you can just grab a hair tie and tie it all up. Once you're done brushing all your hair back, you're going to want to let your hair sit and set. I like using a do-rag because you can pull it down and apply pressure to the top and the back of your head, and it's like a more even tightness, I think, around your head than a regular scarf. So as you let this sit for 20 minutes, go ahead and grab a sandwich bag because this is going to feed into the next step. Now you're probably thinking, Nia, why on earth do I need a sandwich bag? Just sit tight. I'm about to show you this really cool hack. So once you take off your do-rag, we're going to take that sandwich bag we just cut and we're going to put it over our ponytail. Make sure that it's covering the base of your ponytail, covering that first hair tie that we used. We're going to go ahead and wrap it around, and then we're going to use another hair tie just to secure this plastic bag in place. Once the bag is securely in place, you can move on and get a track of weave. Now, you don't have to use straight hair like I did. That's just what I had lying around. You can do kinky hair, curly hair, whatever you'd like. Just make sure you have a track of weave and make sure it also matches your hair color. So in this next step, I'm kind of just making a measurement. It's hard to describe, so maybe just watch. I'm just wrapping a little bit around and I'm seeing how much space that is because this is gonna be the anchor of my ponytail. This part is important because this is going to be the anchor of my ponytail, and I do it differently than the rest of the ponytail. So I just apply hair glue to the weft, and now I'm going to wrap it around the very end of the ponytail. So carefully apply it on the very end. Don't go too high up. Make sure it's as close to the end as you possibly can get it, and then start wrapping it around. Once you've got it wrapped around, go ahead and grab your blow dryer on a cool setting and just set it in place. How I apply the rest of the track is a lot less meticulous. Just go ahead and smother that bag in hair glue. It's gonna get all over your fingers. It's okay, it rubs right off and it's super easy to get off your hands, so don't even worry about that. The only thing you do want to be kind of careful and conscious of is trying not to get the glue all over your hair. Even if you do, once it dries, you can peel it out, but if you want to try to avoid having to do that, just try not to get it on your hair. I kind of did. Don't be like me. So this next step is fairly easy. You're just going to be spiraling the track upwards towards the base of your ponytail. Be careful not to overlap the tracks. Just make sure they're stacked basically one on top of the other, not leaving any or much space in between. Once you get to the end of the track, take about an inch worth of hair and spray it down with this Got To Be Glue spray. And we're going to make sure we smooth this out so that the whole entire strand is saturated. And we're going to go ahead and wrap that around the base of our ponytail. To cement this in place, take the very end of that same piece of hair we were wrapping, spray it down with the spray again, and lock it in with a blow dryer. Now take one more slightly larger clump of hair from the bottom of your ponytail and just wrap it around again. This one, you want it to be the one that kind of seals the ponytail in and makes everything look seamless. So make sure this looks as good as possible. Tighten it as you wrap as well. And then we're going to cement it in place using a blow dryer, just like we did with that first piece. Of course, edges are always optional for some people. They're kind of like a non-negotiable for me. If I'm doing this type of style, my edges are going to be laid and slayed. So that's what I'm doing with some hair wax. But this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Comment below. I will be back with more hair tutorials very soon. If there's anything in particular you guys want to see, let me know in the comments as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video.